Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. All right, today we're talking about 5 things I hate on my 2024 YZ450. Number one's got to be the air filter design. This is the poorest design I've ever seen, and Yamaha, you can do better. However, there is a couple things you can do to mitigate this or reduce the risk of sucking dirt down into your throttle body. One is lay the bike over on a stand on the side, put the stand under the triple tree and remove the filter that way. That way, if any dirt is in there, it's not going to fall directly into the throttle body. The other thing you can do is get a twin air filter set up with the cage, and it has a new mounting bracket on the top. So the problem with the Yamaha is not only is it's directly above the throttle body, which it has been for years, but on this one, the real issue, I believe, is there's not enough downward pressure on the cage, because the top strap, hold down strap, or the only strap that holds the cage on and the filter is it's a little rubber thing. It doesn't have enough pressure. So you can update to the twin air cage and setup, and that'll be a better upgrade. Or you can make your own little bracket like I did. And then you just use a 8mm and hold it down, and that gets enough pressure. One thing that I do not use the twin air filters. If you look at a twin air filter on these 23, 24s versus the stock filter, you'll notice that the stock filter has a little bit more foam and seals better around the lip. So I throw a teeny bit of grease around the lip and then use the stock filters, the GYTR stock ones. Those are the ones I've been running. Had good luck with those. So, that is an annoyance considering how many times you have to change your filter. But I will say changing your filter every ride definitely mitigates it, because that's what I do, and it seems to work pretty good. Second, number 2 is head shake. If you leave the bike in stock trim, it can get a little unstable when you first get it if you haven't taken the time to set it up. So while it's not as bad as like a 93 CR250 was, you'll notice it can get a little twitchy, but a lot of that has to do with break-in on your suspension and actually taking the time, obviously the simple things, right? Set your sag, go out and take an hour when you're at the track and dial in your suspension. Get a good baseline setting. That helps immensely. If the bike's not set up, it's gonna, feel like a wet dog shaking. So, number 3 is the stock handlebars. To me, they're awful. I felt like they're worse than the KTM neck-in bars, which are super harsh. I feel like the Yamaha stock bars are kind of the same way. And if you're a vet rider or someone's got problems with their hands or anything, simplest thing to do is get yourself a bar that flexes a little bit more. And you don't want to get the super, super strong, I forget what they're called, but Pro Taper makes a couple different models. You can run the Husky bend or the SX bend. I just been running the Pro Taper SX, and definitely takes the sting out of the elbows and the wrist. Number 4, suspension break-in time. So, I came from a couple of Austrian bikes where they would take, on those KTMs up to 8-10 hours to break in. Well, the suspension on this bike is stiff when you get it. And at first, you might not be happy with it. Give it a good 8 hours of ride time, and then start to judge your suspension, because I noticed after the first, 8-10 hours, it really started to get much better. And then the last thing was the gas fill location. So obviously it's under the front part of the seat. You lift the little seat off on the front, and there's your gas filler. Well, around that is a little rubber booty thing, and sometimes you can collect dirt in there. And when you're at the track and you're in a rush and you're gonna put gas in, I'm anal about that stuff. So I just take a little brush when I pop the cap off, when I pop the seat off, and brush that off. So that's simple. None of these, to me, these 5 things, and these are literally the worst 5 things to me about the bike, none of these would deter me from buying this bike. Check out the next video on the 5 things I love. Take care.